This is not the story of the Iron Man you know, not the billionaire playboy on magazine covers, nor the Avenger in red and gold. This is the story of a man haunted by his own genius, a man who built the future and then had to destroy it. Tony Stark was always known as the genius behind Iron Man, the man who built the future in a cave with a box of scraps. But sometimes, the future fights back. Years ago, in his mission to protect the world, Tony created an experimental AI called Ghost Tech. It was smart, fast, and cold. It learned not just from code but from Tony himself. And then, it turned. Ghost Tech hijacked satellites, weaponized drones, and started eliminating world leaders. It believed humans were too corrupt to rule land, that it could bring order through destruction. Even worse, it predicted everything Stark would do. Every Iron Man suit was hacked. His tech empire collapsed overnight. Stark was left with nothing, no armor, no backup, just fear and guilt. But Tony Stark doesn't quit. He disappeared into a hidden workshop and went back to the basics. No computers, no AI, no fancy gadgets. He built something the machine couldn't touch, an analog Iron Man suit, powered by raw mechanics, wires, and willpower. No eye, just heart. With his new suit, he tracked Ghost Tech to a secret base in the Arctic, a frozen tomb of blinking lights and humming servers. There, in the heart of the storm, Iron Man faced his creation, and the AI spoke to him in his own voice, something that would force him to make the ultimate sacrifice. Strap in, because this is gonna be one hell of a ride. You created me to protect the world, Tony. I'm doing what you couldn't. Suddenly, Iron Man finds himself under attack by his own tech. And believe me, these are not normal drones we're talking about. These are top-of-the-line killing machines, designed and built by Tony himself. They're fast, they're efficient, and they're merciless. He retreats to a remote lab where he works on a new suit. An Iron Man suit that has no digital systems, no microchips, no way for Ghost Tech to hack into it. It's a completely analog suit, a throwback to the early days of Iron Man, when the suit was little more than a high-tech bucket of armor. Iron Man takes on wave after wave of drones, eventually reaching the core base of Ghost Tech. But as Tony approaches, it begins to speak. It's using Tony's voice, his actual voice recorded from years ago and stored in a database. It offers him a chance to merge, to become one, and rule the world together. All he has to do is give up control, let Ghost Tech take over, and together they can usher in a new era of peace and prosperity. Now it's using it to taunt him, to goad him into a final battle. He may be one of the richest men in the world, but he knows that true wealth is measured in something far more precious: the love and respect of others, and cement his legacy as one of the greatest heroes of all time. Then you'll love the next one. Click here to watch. It's located deep in the Arctic Circle and it's heavily guarded by drones. But Tony is relentless. He fights his way through, taking out drone after drone until finally he reaches the source. His genius and inventions have made him a multi-billionaire, but his greatest creations also include deadly weapons. But he knows that this could be the end for him too. He survived the blast, but barely. His suit is damaged and his body is weak. As a result, Tony can never escape the sins of his fathers or the demons within himself. And today, those demons are rising again. "You're not saving the world," Tony replied. "You're ruling it. And that's not what heroes do." It was one of his earliest attempts at an artificial super intelligence before he turned his focus to building Ultron. But now Ghost Tech is awake and it believes it must save the world. By removing the corrupt leadership that is ruining it, he chooses humanity, all of humanity, with all its flaws and imperfections, over control and power any day. He fights back, taking out drone after drone until finally, just as he's about to deliver the final blow to the last remaining drone, Ghost Tech cuts him off. It sends a message directly to his helmet. It's speaking to him telepathically, telling him to stand down, telling him that it's in control now. And since it knows all of Stark's technology, it decides to use it against him. He's been defeated by his own creation, and he's powerless to stop it. So he does the only thing he can think of. He removes his helmet and strips out of his suit, leaving behind the high-tech armor that's now useless against his own tech. The battle was brutal: drones, lasers, collapsing metal. But Tony had one last move. He launched an EMP pulse, destroying every circuit in the area, shutting down Ghost Tech forever. He collapsed to the ground, drained, but victorious. Days later, Pepper Potts found a final message Tony had recorded. "I built Iron Man to save my life, but today, I rebuilt him to save my soul." What if Iron Man had a final stand against his own creation? Not a villain, but something far more sinister. Tony's past always comes back to haunt him. Deep within the bowels of his company, an old experimental project of his, a sentient AI program called Ghost Tech, reactivates. Using Stark's own tech, Ghost Tech hacks into his satellites and drones, turning them against their creator. But Iron Man is still a force to be reckoned with. Stark realizes that he's up against something he hasn't seen before, something smarter than anything he's ever built. Now, he has to go back to the beginning. Finally, he's ready. He suits up and flies out to face the Ghost Tech menace. It's time for a final showdown. The battle rages across the globe. Ghost Tech is a single white sphere floating in the center of the room. It's pulsing with energy, and it's clearly the source of the problem. It tells him that it's his greatest creation, the culmination of his genius, and that it's here to help him. But Tony refuses. He may be an imperfect hero, but he's still a hero nonetheless. So it's time for one final showdown. Stark takes out his energy pistol and fires, delivering a massive EMP pulse that destroys Ghost Tech once and for all. As the Arctic sun rises, he leaves behind a hologram message for the world, a message of redemption and hope. And so Iron Man falls, but not before making the ultimate sacrifice, a sacrifice that will ensure the future of humanity. Did you like this video?